Something happened last night in Nairobi. Quickly, quietly, and for thousands of young Kenyans in Nairobi, brutally. No warning sirens, no second chances, and no time to save their livelihoods.
Unalala leo, unamka kesho, vibanda, business yako yote imeenda.
Just bulldozers, in the dark, and by morning, Gikomba market, or rather a big section of Gikomba market, was gone.
Waking up to news that a section of Gikomba market was demolished last night by the Nairobi County government.
But here's the part that nobody in government seems to understand, that this is no longer just about markets. This is about a government proving that they don't care about young people.
Serikali tuangalia sisi mavijana. Unajua mavijana wengi ndio wanachukua viatu kwa kiuza mtaani, unaona?
And especially the young people at the bottom of the pyramid.
Kama leo ningepata pea mbili ningepata hata unga. Sasa itachukua muda gani ndio kumaliza mweshi?
And that is why, as Babu said, the only remaining solution to this problem is to cut the head of the snake. Let's talk about it. If you love this kind of content, go ahead and like this video and subscribe. Now let's get to the video.
We are very disturbed by what is coming out of our capital city. The demolitions at 4 o'clock at Gikomba market are inhuman, they are disheartening, and we condemn them unreservedly. Why on earth would you want to disturb people at 4 o'clock in the morning if you are doing anything lawful?
In the early hours of March that fast, sections of Gikomba, especially the Kwaviatu shoe market, were flattened. Structures were destroyed, goods were buried, livelihoods were wiped out, all in the name of reclaiming the land along Nairobi River.
The move is part of efforts to reclaim riparian land and pave way for construction of a new market.
And on paper, it sounds reasonable, but in reality, thousands of traders woke up to ashes and rubber. Let's be honest, Gikomba is not just another market. It is the engine of survival for young Kenyans. This is where a young person with only 500 Kenya shillings can actually start a business. Hustlers can flip clothes, shoes, and household items. Daily incomes that feed actual families. I mean, here you don't need connections, you don't need capital, you just need effort. Now imagine that entire system being wiped out overnight.
Gikomba is not just a biashara. It is a supply chain hub, a startup ecosystem, a cash flow engine, and a financial inclusion platform. And what did the government do? The government destroyed inventory, disrupted supply chains, crushed working capital, all in one night.
And here is where things get even more uncomfortable, because this wasn't just demolition. It was done at night, during ongoing legal disputes, without clear, ready alternatives. And that raises one question. Was this about order or something else? Because traders say they were already in the process of relocating. Court orders had paused the demolitions.
We have a court order blocking, restricting any government official, any police officer, any kanjo person, any person from the county, any person from the national government, from stepping on your parcel of land. Whatever you do with that information is up to you. From stepping, which means if they step, that amounts to trespass.
Yet somehow, the bulldozers still came.
Why on earth would you want to disturb people at 4 o'clock in the morning if you are doing anything lawful?
By morning, the reactions were immediate. Babu showed up on the ground. Rigathi Gachagua from Ukambani condemned the move.
Let me also join the Honorable Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka in expressing disgust and horror at what happened in the middle of the night at Gikomba. When we were campaigning with William Ruto, I was running it. We made a firm undertaking to the people of Kenya that in the new administration, demolitions and evictions will never happen. And if they have to happen, the people being evicted must first be relocated to their new places of occupation.
And suddenly, this wasn't just about traders anymore. It was about politics. Accusations started flying. Land grabbing.
Kama ni lazima ama sawa kama imeuzwa tuambie tugawane hii Kenya mtu aweke pesa kwa mfuko.
Selective enforcement.
Mto imeanza huko juu. Haijaanza hapa Kiambiwa ama hapa Bahati. Aanze huko juu kwa matajiri. Huko Kirereshwa. Huko wapi? Akuje akiteremuka. Akitufikia tutaelewa amefanya kazi. Lakini asikuje pale kuna ile maskini.
Targeting specific communities.
What happened last night is inhuman, it's brutal, it's unacceptable. It is persecution of small traders.
But beneath all that noise, there is a deeper truth.
These Kenyans wake up very early in the morning on a daily basis just to look for the next meal, just to look for the next school fee. These Kenyans are struggling.
Forget the big traders for a second. The real victims are the young people, the ones living hand to mouth, hustling daily, surviving on small margins. These are people who do not have savings. These are people who do not have backup plans. When Gikomba falls, they fall instantly.
Kama leo ningepata pea mbili ningepata hata unga. Sasa itachukua muda gani ndio kumaliza mwezi?
And that's where this government may have made a critical mistake.
Unajua vijana wengi ndio wanachukua viatu kwa kiuza mtaani, unaona?
This is not happening in isolation. Think about it. Increasing youth unemployment, rising cost of living, increasing frustrations from the youth towards the government. And now, their livelihoods is being taken away.
Imagine on Monday, unafunga kazi vizuri, and then asubuhi next day, 1 a.m., we amka, kuna bomolewa, Gikomba na bomolewa.
Watu wangu, where are we heading? Before niendelee, niko kadi. Je, uko kadi?
Piece by piece, pressure is building, and pressure always finds a way out.
Tunasema hivi, tutabomoa ya kutosha, vijana wamechoka, wamama wamechoka, watu wanahangaika. Ruto anataka aje?
There's a date that we often talk about in this channel, June 25th, a day that already carries a lot of weight in Kenya's recent history. Now imagine this, we have angry youth who have no jobs, who have no income, and who have no outlet. And then you take away one of their biggest survival hubs. What do you expect to happen next? President.
How many people are tired of waiting?
You see, the president came in with one promise.
Hata Yesu is a product of bottom up. Yesu hakuwa mtu ya maana sana.
Lifting the people at the bottom. But right now, many feel the opposite is actually happening. That instead of lifting the person at the person in the bottom is being pushed even lower.
Serikali inatakana sana iangalie mwananchi wa chini kama venye alituambia atatuangalia. Sio hivyo anafanya. Sasa anaendelea kutufinya. Sasa amefika shingo kabisa, sasa ananingoa.
And politically, that is dangerous because elections are one thing, but public anger, that is something else entirely.
Na ukweli mimi kusema ukweli niliamka mapema sana kuchagua huyu president. Lakini saa hii najuta sana. Malaka ningejua kesho nitalia sababu yake, singemrushia hiyo kura yangu.
You see what's happening in Gikomba may look like a policy decision, an urban cleanup, a legal enforcement.
Nataka niwatangazie nimewatafutia pesa shilingi bilioni 3 ya kuexpand soko ya Gikomba. We're going to build a modern market, one that you have not seen.
But to thousands of young Kenyans, it feels like something else kabisa. It feels like a direct hit on their survival, on their dignity, and on their future.
Naitwa Solo, napelekaga watu Gikomba na ninajua mashimo.
Simlisema siku njema onekana ngwari. 5 masaa yake ni konjei kama kawa tunachia Sagoda control. 5:45 ni Shaland kwa scene, alafu nikaanza rampage. Raundi yanza kwa ilijipa walai. Siwezi complain.
So Gikomba is gone, or at least a huge chunk of it. But what it represented, that is still very much alive. The question now is not whether the demolitions were legal or even whether they were necessary.
If the building this modern market is going to take 1 year or 2 years or more, who knows? Where will these traders be operating from?
The real question is, did the government just create a bigger problem than the one it was trying to solve?
Gikomba ni 16 acres. Anatupatiaje a quarter acres? Anatupatia quarter acres tuende wapi?
Because if history has taught us anything, it is this, that when you corner people, especially young people, they don't just stay silent forever. And when they finally respond, it is never small, neither is it peaceful. Subscribe.